Hey, what's good, y'all? It's Stinger, the latest escapee from your local insane asylum, and today I'm going to be showing each and every one of you how you can alter guitar samples to make beats in the style of Brakence. And in today's video, I'm going to be covering 3 specific methods that you can make use of in any DAW. But before I get into the actual schmeat of this tutorial, I want to mention that the guitar loop that I'm using in this beat is from my Wither Midwest Emo loop kit. And in that kit, there are over 20 hand-played Midwest Emo guitar loops, which are perfect for making beats in the style of Brakence, as you'll see with this tutorial. And by the time this video goes up, you probably have a day or two to secure the free first week bonuses, which are a $15 gift card to my website where you could shop over 40 other sound kits, and I have other kits in the style of Brakence. And you get an exclusive 7-part tutorial where I go over how to make Midwest Emo guitar loops. So if you play guitar and you want to make Midwest Emo guitar loops, that is invaluable. But yeah, if you like the loop that you hear today, you can check it out in the description down below. But to put self-promotion aside, let's get into the actual tutorial. And the first method that I'm going to be covering today is the simplest out of all of them. And that is going to be to speed up your loop and pitch up your loop. So here's the guitar loop that I'm going to be working with today. This is what it sounds like. And to speed it up, all we're going to do is double click on the waveform, go to mode, hit stretch, and then we're going to speed it up to a tempo that's faster than our original sample. So the BPM of the sample is 140, so I'm just going to take this up to 180 beats per minute. And then after that, you're going to pitch up your sample as well. This is all up to personal preference, so I'm just going to pitch it up by 900 cents for this example. So this is what our loop is sounding like now. Sounds pretty prime for making a Brakence type beat in my opinion. Though that's not all we can do to alter these guitar samples, which is going to move us into the next method, which is slicing. So all we're going to do is double click on this waveform again, right click it, and then go to open in Fruity Slicer channel. After that, we're going to go over to this little slice icon and then hit beat. Next, we'll go over to the piano roll where we could see our individual slices. Now, what I like to do for loops like this is I'll move around the notes residing every 2 bars. This is just to kind of maintain some consistency with the loop and have it maintain some of the original qualities. So we're just going to take these first 8 notes and then just move them up and down to our preference. So this is what it sounds like with just some of the notes moved around. And then we could do the same for the next 2 bars and the next 2 bars and the next 2 bars, so on and so forth. And then another thing you can implement is going to be stutters. So you'll just take a note, shorten it, and then repeat it. And then as well as stutters, something super cool you can make use of is going to be rolls. So I'm just going to go over to our magnet icon, hit 1/6 beat, highlight the note that I want to make a roll for, hit Control U, and then I'm just going to take this velocity and have it do an upward stair set pattern. So with that being said, this is what our sliced and chopped melody sounds like. As you can tell, this is a very far deviation from our original melody, but it just sounds so much cooler for making these kind of beats. Now, the next method that I'm going to be going over is making use of time-shifting plugins. And my personal favorite plugins to make use of are going to be Shaperbox and Grossbeat. So for Shaperbox, what I like to do is I'll go over to the rhythmic section and then just browse some of the presets. So some of my personal favorites are the 2-bar fill, as well as the add a note preset. But the one that I'm making use of in this beat is going to be the filter jumper 1, and then I just turned off the noise as well. So this is what the loop sounds like with the Shaperbox preset. And then if you don't have Shaperbox, you can make use of Grossbeat as well. My favorite thing to do is to go over to the presets and either go to the juggling science section or the pattern section. So in the juggling science section, there's a preset called Returner 1, which is my personal favorite to use. But yeah, there's endless possibilities when it comes to Grossbeat and other time-shifting plugins like Shaperbox. And I know that I said I was going to cover 3 methods, but I miscounted. There's a 4th method. And that is going to be frequency shifting. Now, I'm just using this free plugin from Kilohertz, which is just called Frequency Shifter. And I'm going to make an automation clip of this by adjusting this and then resetting it, going to Tools, Last Tweaked, and then create automation clip. We have to do this because it's not a native FL Studio plugin, so I can't just right click on it and create an automation clip. But yeah, once you create an automation clip, you could just kind of go crazy with it. I like to make use of these little shark fin looking patterns. So I have this one going up to a high peak, and I have this one kind of going all over the place. And then this one goes up to a bit of a lower peak. And then yet again, this one's going all over the place. Really don't be afraid to experiment with the frequency shifting. So with that being said, this is what the guitar loop sounds like with the shaper box and the frequency shifting. So yeah, that's going to cover all the methods that you can use to alter guitar loops like Brakence. And to give you an idea what this would sound like in a beat, I threw down some drums from my Spellbound drum kit, as well as a glitch percussion loop from one of my future Brakence kits. So yeah, this is what it sounds like all together. So yeah, it's going to completely cover how you can alter guitar samples in the style of Brakence. I really hope you enjoyed this short tutorial. If you have any questions, please feel free to throw them in the comments down below and I will do my best to answer them. Also, consider checking out my Patreon where you get the FLPs to all of my beats in all of my videos, including this one. That way, if you wanted to study anything about it, the mixing, the slicing, the automation, all of that kind of stuff, it's right at your fingertips. And as well as that, don't forget to check out the Wither Midwest Emo Loop Kit if you like the guitar loop that you heard in this tutorial, as there's 20 hand-played Midwest emo guitar loops which are ripe and ready for being altered like this. And finally, consider subscribing as I post one tutorial a week and anywhere from 1 to 2 sound kits a month. Other than that, that's gonna be it. Peace.